Okay, so today is even a challenge to even do this. I'm telling you, I am so freaking sick. I sometimes it's like you don't even know how to feel it, fight it. It's like, oh my God, I am so freaking sick. Like this diarrhea problem won't stop, but this anorexia, everything you think of to eat just makes you feel really sick. You feel nauseous. Like, plus every single thing on my body hurts. Like, oh man, I'm sick of it. And then last night, oh my gosh, like I said, Stella's really just, she went boom, like really quick. And I'm sure it was a chemical that they sprayed. I mean, she can't even freaking walk. We've been up since 1, I think, but even before that, I couldn't go to sleep. There was some sort of like buzzing in my head that was so loud, I couldn't relax. I couldn't go to sleep. And I was like, oh my God, what are they doing? Are they trying to keep us up at night to stress us out so we don't get rest, so that makes us weaker? And it fucks with our immune system, fucks with our psyche. Like, all that stuff is, I believe. And then, so yesterday when I was outside, which every single thing I'm doing is such a challenge. Like, I swear to God, I would lay in bed if I wasn't so uncomfortable. I can't find anywhere to even sit for very long, stand, sit, nothing. Everything in my body hurts. So, but the spasm seems better. So that's a positive. But so I was outside yesterday, and all of a sudden I was like looking around. I was like, where the fuck are the spiders? Like, what the fuck? So I started looking everywhere. There's no fucking spiders. My yard, I mean, keep in mind, I live in the woods. Like, that was one of the biggest things. Like, getting over the mountain lions was a big one for me. But the spiders, it's not like I'm scared of spiders like that. I don't like to walk through their webs and get them all on you. And then I don't like to feel their little legs going all over me. It freaks me out. It's like too many legs, too fast, moving all over me. And the other day I was laying out and there was a spider, a little tiny one, and he went underneath me and I could feel him walking the whole way under my stomach. And I jump up and it was a little spider under there. But that was the last one I've seen, and that was a couple days ago. But so I started looking. I even did a video about it. Because normally up at around every single edge of my house will be layered with spiders. There'll be like a web and then another web of another spider. It's like turf wars all over. The spiders just layer themselves up around each other. And there's so much bugs in the forest, they catch them. So they all eat hearty, but they have to move their webs a lot and stuff. But a lot of times, like, to me, up in the crease of the house, where the roof meets the side, this is like where this is where they would all be, like right up in here. And so they will, a web will get nasty, so they'll just make another one next to it. So that usually is just webs going across a whole bunch, spiders everywhere, huge ones, little ones, everything. And then in my other little building, they're everywhere. Usually on my porch even. They'll even do webs go across your door. You walk out your door and you have to walk through a web to get out of your door. And you have to move the spider because every time and you can move them and they'll come right back. So they're smart as fuck. But there isn't any. So my trees are all covered with this white stuff now that looks like it's going up from the soil, eating this way up the tree. The pine needles have already fallen. Yesterday there were so many pine needles falling and since there's no spiders, the amount of gnats. Like, how did you kill the spiders and not kill the gnats and flies? I saw one bee and it seemed drunk. It's been out there for days on my front porch. On my deck. It just keeps like circling around. And every time it sees a spot, it goes down. Oh, is that a flower? I was like, man, this is weird. Because there isn't any flowers. The flowers I had, they're dead. God damn. The plants that I planted, so many of them are dying. I was also sitting out there and I was looking, I was trying to figure out like, how old are these trees? How tall are they? And I was trying to like look and, like if you went and divided up the thing. And I'm seeing, I seems like they're like 70 feet or something. And I was looking up, and you measure the, like the girth of the bottom of the tree, and it tells you the age of the different kind of trees. Like, you have to look it up. And so I estimate these ones to be around 200, the big ones, not the littler ones, because it's all different. I mean, it's in the forest. They're all different sizes, but the big ones. So I was laying out there while I was looking at the trees, you know, and I'm trying to absorb everything into my soul of the beauty of nature. So I'm just laying there, just looking at them. And it's hard too, because as you're looking at them, you're seeing the devastation that is happening. So it's also heartbreaking. It's like, I don't ever want to forget. Oh, I was going to cry. Oh, fuck. I don't want to forget the beauty, but watching it be murdered is fucked, man. So fucked. Oh, and funny enough that I didn't ever finish the story I was telling about this tree out here. Is this a tree that's broken off? And this woodpecker was always on this tree. And so then, and it must be hollowed down some, but then I don't know, like a week ago or something, there started being all this like crazy commotion all day long at this tree. And I thought that this woodpecker was mad at this bird who had nested inside the tree, and it kept trying to attack it. Then I thought, oh, there's little babies in there, stealing the babies and eating them. But it kept going and going and going. And I was like, how many damn babies could there be? Like, I even went out, and every time that bird would come and fly over to the tree and the screaming would start, I'd go out there and start yelling at the bird. And it would look over at me, and I'd be like, go, you stupid little devil, and stuff. I was like, get out of here. And I thought it was trying to eat another bird's babies, but it was trying to feed its own. So I was running this poor bird off, and it's trying to feed its babies. It's looking at me like, what the hell's your problem, bitch? And so anyways, now the baby birds are bigger, and you can see that they're way louder. Oh my God. I cannot believe when the mom comes to feed them, it is like, oh gosh, she's got to have nerves of steel. It is so chaotic. It is so loud. The birds go crazy. They start sticking their faces out, screaming, and she's sticking her long beak in there trying to feed them and getting all flustered, and she flies off. And then I did see, like, there was a bird, I figure it's the man bird, or not man bird, but you know, the male bird. And so it is, it just goes around from branch to branch, like monitoring, keeping an eye on things to protect him. And when I was watching it, I was like, oh, I remember learning about this in school. So that was accurate. The mama bird does go out, get the stuff to feed him, come back, and the dad bird does sit guard, but he doesn't sit in the nest. He sits out watching over. It's really cute. I really felt bad like out there screaming at her. But, you know, so when I was out there looking at the trees and trying to estimate their size, I noticed this giant one of my neighbors, because I keep trying to see, are all their needles falling off? Because they just don't say a goddamn thing. And her and I had talked about the spiders so much, and I was really thinking about saying, do you guys have any spiders at your house? But nothing clicks in. Nothing clicks in. It's so weird. So weird. No matter what you say, they just go right away. Denial, make sense of it. It's like, oh my God, I can't even, I swear to God. So I'm looking up at their tree, and it's a huge motherfucker, and there's nothing on the top of it. I was like, man, there's gonna be so many trees that have to be cut down. And then I started thinking, well, if they're killing them all, I mean, it's so expensive to cut these trees down, you wouldn't believe. So it's an ordeal. Like, imagine in a neighborhood that tall of a tree, you got cut down, you got houses all around. Like, oh my gosh, it's huge. And you got to pay a ton of money. It's like a big fucking deal. And in the windstorms that they love to do out here, those trees they'll tumble the trees. They'll get the wind high enough to tumble the trees on top of the houses. So who knows? That could be their plan. I think we're marked for sure for a forest fire. I think they'll probably do everything. I mean, just like they've been doing. And we got another weather alert thing that said danger, weather alert yesterday, high temperatures. And I thought, oh, those motherfuckers are going to say fire danger, lion sacks of shit. What's going to start on fire? Everything's sopping wet. But this light thing is doing a really good job of drying it out. I mean, look at this. It gave me a tan, but still it's not helping the plants live. It seems to be, to me, it seems like that something that they sprayed is heat activated. And so it got on the plants. And then once the heat came out, that it caused it to grow real quick. And that's why all the plants are suddenly like, bah! Like they were doing really good when it was raining. And I was really worried to have to go to the part where it was not going to be rain, because I didn't want to have to water them with the hose, because I thought, oh man, that's mixing a lot of chemicals. Like that doesn't seem good. And I keep trying to tell myself, well, okay, this is a natural forest. Like it doesn't need me to run around watering it. So let's just keep going out and giving it love, sending it energy and stuff like that. And what was I going to say? But it seems like something is activated and making things die quicker. So if they're going to, kill these trees and then try and burn them down, all of it is to run us out of the mountains. And I saw a documentary commercial yesterday, and I think it was showing it's about Brazil and the Amazon and all the people who live out there. But they are forcing them out of it. They're burning it down. They're murdering them, all sorts of stuff, just like what they've started doing here. So like they practiced in other places, and then they're like, hey, this works over there. Let's do it over here. So let's just burn down the forest and force them into the cities. I'm not going into the city. There's no fucking way. I mean, they are literally going to have people, hundreds and thousands of people, fighting over a goddamn box of minute rice. Like this is some bullshit. And people just, I'm so fucking mind blown right now. One thing I'm having a really, really hard time with is the same thing I talked about yesterday with this divine feminine. It's like a divine feminine energy. When you are in touch with your spiritual side, you understand the creation. Like there is a life created inside of you for a purpose. And it blows my mind because I 100% know, because I'm about to turn 61 in a couple of weeks. I have talked to so many people, and I don't talk about like, how's the weather over there? I'm a deep person. I talk about serious shit. Usually that's why people are put off by me. They're like, oh, don't talk to her. She's going to bring up something crazy. But that is who I am. And so I do ask people. I do talk about things that make people uncomfortable. And I have most people, like I do know lots of women who have had the procedures done. And I don't know any that don't regret it. I don't know a single one that didn't come out of that and it haunted them. Even my mom, she had one when I was 16. She already had 4 kids. She was trying to leave my dad, and she got pregnant. And her sister talked her into getting one, said, that's crazy. You got to leave this crazy guy. So she went in and she got one. And still, she talks about how much it hurts her. It hurts her in her soul. It's because you are connected to that life inside of you through your soul. And this disconnect from people's own soul is what is blowing my mind. It's like, and then listen to these women who want this divine feminine power, who want their rights and all of this stuff. But the words they use, the attitude they express, what the energy they're putting out is, oh my God, it's so disgusting. It's so selfish. It has nothing about divine power. It has nothing about creation. It's all about how dare someone put something inside of me when I didn't want it, and I will tear it out. I have that right. Like these women's rights are getting out of control. Like this, everybody feeling so repressed. Like I see so many people, like a lot of Black people, really stuck on the ancestry And, you know, how dare you? Your ancestors did this to my ancestors, and I will stand up. And like I've said, I don't even know how many times, like, my ancestors were different souls. I was probably the ancestor that you are trying to make amends for now. That's how it works. We all intermingle. There's no freaking... That's why we've got to learn to forgive each other. We're all part of the same system. We're all part of this same learning project. You know, there is no... People just get so stuck in thinking they're being repressed. It's like it's a state of mind. Oh, and I did unfollow. I unfollowed a couple of people today. I was so fucking sick of it. I unfollowed Nerdy White Guy. I was like, yeah, last night or yesterday or something. He was doing a whole video talking about there's nothing going on. And all these people who think there's something going on, they're creating that for themselves. They're making that. They don't even know, like, they don't even know how to manage their own consciousness. They're creating it and they're trying to pretend like something's going on. I was just like, I can't with you anymore. I can't. It's like, oh my God, just you open your mouth and stupid shit just keeps coming out. It's like, dude, God damn. How can you not see shit is going on? How can you not, when people are being affected, empower them and say, yeah, I'm here with you. This is happening. It's not in your mind. You're not crazy. It's like, God, I'm just... And a couple of girls, one girl who I liked, she just seemed like very, you know, it didn't seem like she really was all that, you know, political power, women power or something before. It just seemed like she was a regular person talking about regular stuff. But now she does this whole video and this guy saying all of this stuff, you know, like, if a fetus is alive, why can't I get life insurance on it? If a fetus is alive and I've had 6 miscarriages, I should be paid for it. All of this stuff. And I was like, what is wrong with people? Like, what the fuck? And the one girl who tried to call me out the other day and like, because I said that they are killing babies, that she just nonstop posting. I mean, she's gone off the rails. I just was like, I may even have to block her, but unfollowed. And she, now she's got just all of these doctors, which, man, when you start paying attention, you start finding out that the doctors who speak on behalf of the system are paid actors. They're not even fucking real doctors. They're sellouts if they even have a medical degree. Or they're just ignorant and don't even understand about science or anything. They just do what they're told. So many doctors have come out and said, you have to do what you're told or you don't get paid. You don't have insurance. You don't get doctor insurance to cover your ass. If you don't do what you're told, it's part of the system. And these people who are like, oh, this one says what I said. This one says what I said. It's like, but so now this thing that they're saying, so if a woman has a tubal pregnancy and her baby dies, well, if it's not even dead, because today the new one was the baby's still alive, but the baby has a heartbeat, it's in tubal ligation, or you have a sepsemia uterus. So they're coming up with these medical emergencies. 3 medical emergencies keep going, spinning around. So all these medical emergencies, because now they say this is not legal. Well, now what are they going to do? Just leave us to die? You can't even get one, and this is a medical emergency. And you got doctors out there saying this is serious. This is a medical emergency. Now they're putting restrictions. It's like, you lying motherfucker. You lying sack of shit. Because any medical emergency, you fucking know that you go in and you do whatever procedure has to be done to save the mother's life. So they're fucking lying. They're trying to merge in, oh, I broke up with my boyfriend and he doesn't want this thing and I want it out of me because I got to go find a new guy and he's not going to want it. And so please take this thing out of me. that has invaded my uterus. And there's a big difference, see, from a woman who is loving that thing inside of her and it's growing, and then something goes wrong and it's a medical emergency and she has to get a life-saving surgery. This is two totally different things, and they're trying to merge them. Like, it's the same thing. It's like, oh my God, how many people you think go into the PP and with a medical emergency? You think very many medical emergencies or surgeries are happening in the PP? I don't think so. No. But I don't even want to go in and, say anything with common sense or logic, because they don't have any. They just have reaction. They are so in that lower chakra. They're so in pain and suffering. Everything is a trigger. Everything is a reaction. And nothing makes logical sense. They don't think about things. They don't look into things. They don't consider anything else. All they do is just react, react, react. Someone's coming at me. Someone's taking my rights. It's like, man, we have got a ways to go with this healing. There's just no fucking doubt about it. Like, the fact that these people, when the government says, I don't have a right to tell anybody, any state, we're overstepping. We can't tell you what to do about this. So we're going to just drop it. It's not we're dropping it. This goes back to you guys in your state. And the people lose their goddamn minds. It's like, you think the federal government is there to protect you? Are you fucking kidding me? Motherfucking goddamn. I swear to God, sometimes it's like, this is just like a kind of like a purge of my emotions. Because sometimes when you hear some of this stuff that is so goddamn ignorant, it's like, I just want out. I just want out. I don't want to try and get these people to understand. It's like, man, something, you can't get through to them. And you can see like why something big has to happen. Is this the big thing? Like, is this the big thing? Like, is this what's bringing everything to the surface? Like, is this what women are going to have to look at, their dark side? Because you're on a divine feminine when you don't even have respect for the creation of life. Like, you don't even understand your role as a soul. Like, it doesn't make, I don't know. I get really sick of it is like arrogant ignorance. It's not even just like stupidity. Please, someone, teach me this. I don't know it yet or anything like that. It is absolute arrogant ignorance. I'm not going to look into anything. I'm not going to think for myself. I'm just going to go out here and have a goddamn fit. And all of these girls who I know would not go get one for themselves, out there screaming and yelling in the streets, acting like a bunch of psychopaths. And what even goes further is that the news, when they're going to get footage, they're going to make sure and put people who have a certain look, because they're always pushing an agenda. So then, see how they create the division. So they put a girl on there who's got piercings all over her face and crazy blue hair or whatever. And they show them and they're out there screaming, ah. Then all of the conservative girls, the ones that look like, Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, they see someone like that just in the grocery store. Instead of, hi, how are you? Right away, they're just like, oh, that's one of them, But she could be completely as conservative as you. But in your mind now, because the news showed you that the people on the street look like her, now you think that she is one of them. It's how they work. It's how they keep us divided. And I get so sick of it. Like, you can see through the shit. And why? It's like, why can't other people see through it? Like, what in the hell? Like, you think it wouldn't take much. You could just tell them, hey, look at this. It's not like that at all. You can tell people, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. And they're just like, where? All I see is I'm getting invaded upon, my rights. It's like, motherfucker, we've got to have them give us our rights back. We have to take our rights back. Our rights are our rights. They don't have a say over our rights. Why do you want them to have a say over you? Why are you having a crying fit because you want the federal government to oversee? Like, oh my God, so frustrating. So frustrating. So to me, we are really, really, I mean, if you were on TikTok and you saw the amount of the tension and the battle and the degree that these women who feel that their rights are being invaded on, it's like, oh my God, it is mental. And especially when you can see as an observer, it's all pain and suffering. If you just went in and did your healing, if you went in and looked at yourself and tried to heal your pain, it would change your attitude about everything. With the freaking nerdy white guy with, like, oh, you're creating this. Like, we're creating being poisoned and stuff. Well, as a collective, on a huge scale, yes, this is the creation of the change to take us free from this system. But he just doesn't get it. It's not about like if we aren't creating whatever our experience is, because everyone is creating the experience they're supposed to have. But it is that it's your attitude. That is what you have to look at. It's your attitude towards your experience, towards what you're going through. When you look at it as like this is happening for you, you go at it completely different. You look at it, like, okay, so why am I feeling this way? How did I get triggered? What is it that brought this up? Why am I having this emotional charge from this situation? Like, what is getting me going like that? Why am I getting upset? And then you start looking at like, your triggers, and you keep going down like the layers of an onion. You get down in there until you get to that really uncomfortable place of facing yourself, which is usually always comes back to rejection, abandonment. It all comes back to these feelings that somebody wasn't there loving us and taking care of us, that we weren't appreciated, somebody didn't notice us. It all comes back to these same wounds. Like, we're all carrying the same wounds. It's just people express in different ways, but really it is like there's like a certain recipe to it. You know what I mean? It's like they do these certain in common things, if you get what I'm saying. So, when these triggers happen, like these girls could be going like, why am I feeling so triggered? Why do I think I'm going to lose some sort of right? Like, why would I want the government to make a decision over my medical? If they're saying they can't do that, why aren't I celebrating that instead? Just because they say something is, at this point, it's not even illegal. It's just over to the states. So it's every state. And it can even be counties. It doesn't even have to be states. Like, people can literally build communities and make their own laws. And they just don't get it. They just want to stay a part of the system so bad. And so when these things come up, then you could look at it as like, well, what is it? Why am I feeling so triggered? Why am I so worried? And you just keep going down layer after layer to get to this part of where you felt powerless, where you felt hopeless, where you felt pain, where you felt like nobody was there for you. And you get to that painful place, and how you process, everybody processes different, like just going in and looking at it. Like for me, a lot of it was just going in and looking, visualize the situation and see it. And when you're watching it as an observer, you see it differently. And, just like it was when I realized that the people, I wasn't being abused by my husbands. They felt as abused as I did. We just weren't in alignment. We didn't never see eye to eye, and we were constant in battle. So, but it's all of those things. When you go in and you observe yourself, when you see yourself, then you move out of this victim role, this victim mindset, like the world's out to get me. I can't ever get ahead. Everyone hurts me. All of those ways of looking at things, when you start seeing the part you play in your own life. And when you start realizing, oh, it's how I'm looking at things. When I look at things like this is happening for me, and I observe it and I look at it and I see like, oh, I grow from this. This helps me. I'm becoming bigger and better as a person. So it is beneficial when I go through traumas to heal from these traumas, to, you know, to look at it. I don't know why I said adjust. I don't know, adjust. You know, it is like adjusting yourself. It's like a steering wheel to keep yourself in balance. You know, you got to adjust. You got to stay centered. You know, anything when it goes out of balance, you're like swerving out of your lane, you know. So everything is about pulling back to self. And so, you know, I mean, there's people who do the processing, and it could be, you know, rewrite the story, put the outcome you wanted in there. Like, there's a whole bunch of different ways. There's a lot of ways that people have talked about how to process your triggers to get yourself to a place. But to me, I didn't need anybody telling me. I just talked to my guides. So that's why everything is like it's inside of you. Just go in and go through the situation with your guides. They tell you what they want you to understand. Your higher self, whoever it is you think is talking to you, will tell you like, oh, see that? Like, that's how it was for me. I'm sorry, sweetie. That's how it was for me when I started having to look at myself and see me as my own problem so that I could heal the things that were holding me back, so I could start living a more productive, emotionally productive way. Because when you are a victim to life, your emotions are just all over the place. You have no balance. You have no center. It's just anything that happens just pulls you this way, pulls you that way. You're just all over the place. And it feels horrible. And you can see it happening to all of these women. And you have to take control of that. You have to pull yourself in. Why in the world would something like this be triggering people? Like all these women who would never go get this. A lot of these women have already had babies and they're losing their mind. It's like, this isn't your battle, is it? This isn't your battle. But they want to just fight. And you know what? I mean, there's a positive. They're coming together as a group, as women, to fight for, so that's unity. That's community. So there's a positive there. But, you know, and this also goes with that one Allison Coe, the one thing that she had talked about. This was, oh man, this was months and months ago, but I know I talked about it. But she said, and I think she was talking about it was going to start last September and go through October. So that's how long ago I had talked about it. And she said that it was going to be start having things revealed, and we were going to go into this really a time of a lot of anger, and I guess in Seattle, what was left of Seattle, I guess, is being destroyed currently because they did a power to the people all night vigil to destroy and burn down the city. And I saw this one guy saying, I don't understand, in these liberal places where it's already legal, why are you burning down your cities? Like, exactly. But they don't stop and think. Like, this is not going to affect you. Nobody in Washington State, like oh, that hell yeah, please go get one. We're trying to, you know, make money selling them. So please hurry up and go get one. And, but the biggest thing is too, like if you go into, you know, parts of LA or any place where there's any kind of inner city, then they are going to, or any kind of rural community, like out there in the Appalachian, where you got these poor people and they go in to get, you know, she wants to go in, you know, some 17-year-old girl goes in and she wants her prenatals. They're going to, no, they're going to talk her into doing something different because you need to be educated. You got to have a job. You can't just put that on this baby. You can't just be dependent on welfare and stuff like that. They don't even give her any kind of options. They don't give her any kind of thing like, you know, that to consider maybe she can sew. Maybe she can clean houses. Why does she have to go to college? Maybe she's happy with a simple life, but they don't respect that because we're here to be slaves. So yeah, they don't, that's one of the reasons I think why they're paying now all these businesses. Like if you work at Kroger's, like all of these businesses, which expose themselves as the corporate overlords that they are, is saying, well, if you work for us and you need one, we're going to give you $4,000, and you can use that money to travel and go get one and come back. And you even get time off, paid time off. Like, we'll do whatever we can because we're there for you women. But people who use logic made the point of, sounds kind of like they don't want you pregnant, huh? Sounds kind of like they really want you to be at work. Like, yeah, we'll do anything. We'll pay for you to go get one, please. We've already put money into training you. We really just want you to stay here until they have a AI machine come in and take your job and replace you. Because there won't be any jobs, there won't be any money. It's all of our money that we're able to get from the government is all going to be based on how compliant we are. And, you want to stay there and do whatever they say so that you can get scanned into your barcode. And so you can go to the store and get whatever, like this creepy sci-fi metaverse world that they want to create. It's like, nah, that's not my life. No, I'm here to... yesterday, I even was like, when I'm sitting out there, looking at nature and just watching the destruction and even being sad for the spiders and just being bombed by all these flying bugs, cursing the politicians for their evilness. And I started thinking, those of us who are awake, we're fighting for the earth, we're fighting for nature, we're fighting for the creator and creation, and, fighting for all that is real. And I was like, we are Earth's ride or die. We're there. We are there fighting the battle for her, with her, And I don't know what's going to go down or how this is going to end, but it's definitely been said that we were going to go into these times of these huge fights and battles and stuff. So, and just to keep in mind, you don't want to put yourself in the middle of one of these battles. Like, these battles are there for these people to, some are going to transition out. Like, some are going to wake up. I don't know what all's going to happen. But it definitely, that's like going into the danger zone. You want to run in so you can hold a sign and show support. It's like, no, you need to just go home and let these people battle their shit out and wake up. No, don't make it more complicated. Don't make it more complex. Stay safe. Don't feel like you have to, as a good person, be on the side of anybody. We need to stop picking sides. We need to just allow everyone's own opinion, allow everyone's own thing, and know when we get to that place, we will find people we're in alignment with. We will build communities, and they will all be different communities. They're not going to all be set the same. It's going to be so much more about freedom, so much more about nobody. Just imagine this, like if you think of just America and all the land mass and all of the available space to put houses, think about how spread out we would all be. We can be anywhere we want. We would be very spread out. So whatever is going on in your house, how are people going to know? And see, this is where back in the day where they started saying, well, people do really bad things when it gets like that. Men just start beating their kids and murdering their wives, and, guys start picking up prostitutes and taking them and feeding them pigs. Yeah, that stuff happened in the old earth when the vibration was low and people could be however rotten they wanted to be. But we're moving into a time where it's not going to be like that. The reason those things were acceptable is because the government was doing them. It was like the whole energy behind this reality has all been that kind of toxic, disgusting energy. But we're moving into a high energy where we will not allow abuse. We will not allow people to treat us bad. So it's, where is it going to be? Like somebody is going to be trying to treat people bad. They're not going to find a community they're going to be allowed. They're going to be out there, I guess be bear bait. I don't know. But it seemed like there was some more stuff I wanted to say. I know I'm on a rant, but I might be back. So I don't know. I might be back. So anyways, I best go tend to my little lady. I had to do all that nursing through Winston. But, I know it has something to, I just know that the poisons cause her to have the inflammation, and I can see how these pain disorders work, something with our nerves. And then she's a fucking dog, and she wants to run, and then she hurts her hips, and I'm just so ready for fucking things to change. I'm ready for things to go in the other direction. I'm so ready. I'm so done. I'm so ready to leave lack and pain and suffering behind. I'm ready to move towards abundance and freedom and love and unity, and we all have to get there. So I don't know, these people got to keep going through some shit. I don't know why I ever thought it was going to be easy, because it's definitely not going to be easy. This is going to be hard. It's going to be real hard. So to, all of us who are here to try and bring the light and bring common sense to fucking storm. Like, I saw a guy in this, I'll leave with this, is because I thought this was really profound. I really felt it when he said it, because he goes, all you people who are being hard on yourselves, and you have no energy, you're just barely being able to get up, and you're just worn out. He said, just remember, don't feel bad. Don't feel guilty or anything. Remember, you are saving yourself. Your body is saving itself. So yeah, it's going to be drained. It's under complete attack. I was like, yeah, is what it feels like. And so, no matter what you're going through, because don't forget, there's the collective energy, there's planetary energy, like there's a lot going on here. At the same time, with the frequencies and the poisons. And somebody made a really great point the other day, the weird things that they're doing with those clouds, where we're getting those weird shapes and looks weird. That's the frequency up creating that with the chemicals. So I think that seems like really legit. So that's why we've got these weird clouds, because they've turned up the fucking frequency so loud. It's putting everything like when you see those water tests, what they do when frequency with water. So they're doing that in the clouds. So, they're doing it to all of us. It affects everything. It affects all of nature. So anyways, just keep working on you, and we got to get through this, but don't be hard on yourself. If you are feeling the same thing of just drained, like I just don't have it in me to do anything else. I've just got to lay here. And that's how I feel. And I swear, when I was laying there, I was just like, okay, maybe this is it. Maybe I'm just going to go out of this. Maybe this is the tribulation. Maybe we're going to just go out, and then my body's just going to be laying here. And, I don't know. That's what it feels like. I'm telling you, the way I keep feeling like my hologram is glitching, and I keep feeling all this weird stuff. It keeps being like, man, am I about to just come out? Like, what in the hell is going on? God, that is like the biggest thing. I cannot wait for the truth. The big unveiling, the unsealing the truth. And all this stuff keeps coming out, all these different truths that I already understand and see. But there's more to come, So anyways, I best go tend to my little baby girl. So I'll talk to you later. I don't even know if I finished saying what I was saying. I'm telling you, I'm really out of it. So hopefully I finished a sentence. I don't know. I'll talk to you later. Bye.